What was the scene? The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The wind blew up and about it down. Oh, oh, my bully boys, oh. Sir, night, the well and down, ring a surety and rum. One day we're driving some, we'll take out even from shore down the horizon. For friends and boys, take back where it goes. Sir, night, the well and down, ring a surety and rum. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our even love. As it goes around, well, stuck and not catch it all. For the deck tattooed and for and she died down below. Sir, my love and come, ring a surety and run. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our even love. The well was freed, Captain's mind was not agreed, for he belongs to the Wellerman Street, she took that ship in tow. Sir, my Wellerman come, ring a surety and run. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 2 days or even more, the lineman's slack getting tight once more. It's the lost of our only four, but still like where to go. Sir, my Wellerman come, ring a surety and run. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our leave and go. The pipes go along, the lines are cut and the wells are plump, and the wellerman makes such a regular fall to encourage the captain to live and roll. Sing may the wellerman come, ring a surety and run. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our leave and go. Sing may the wellerman come, ring a surety and run. One day when the tagging is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Alright, you may know this one. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Tell me that you want me.
She played the fiddle in an Irish band. She fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her like a minute, the better hands are begging me just wanna dance. Later on, down to the street, outside of the bar, she shared a cigarette with me while I got to play the guitar. She always said we had to be.
You know who that is? Next year.
She got the paper in the table, and we got me a cup. She fell in love with an Englishman. Just through the hands of baby, I just wanna dance with my pretty little
I spell out Super Mario. I'm practicing my spelling. I'm practicing my spelling. I can't spell super.
When I showed you he was in another body of mine. I swear I'm gonna do you in the song I write about. Oh wake up, no perfect night. She played the fiddle in an Irish band, but she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and hands, put by the hands and baby, you just wanna tell my pretty little Galway girl.
Okay, let's see if you can figure out who the next person is. Ready? This is another Irish band. You know who this is?
Space to learn with this.
Do you know who that is?
I don't know. And the reason that you had to care, the traffic is there. And you're not moving anywhere before you found there. To take you out of this place, so long you will away. In return for grace, so give up the day.
Anybody know who that is? You guys don't know who that is? It's you too. a very traditional Irish song.
What's that one over there?
Actually, I want to play a different version. Hold on.
I can see your legs.
Glendy Glen, down the mountainside, the sun is gone and all the roses falling. You must go and find bride. Must go ye bride, songs in the meadow.
Am I still recording? Oh, I'm still recording. We're gonna record it to the end of the day. Okay, then. Yeah, but I want to see you. Then back to science. Do it. I'll watch it.
At my friend's school, I always feel welcome. I can be myself. And with diversity,
Yeah, I did. I checked the viewers. You only watched it. You only watched 5% of my video. Okay, I checked the audience growth. I got no press count. I lost all of it. That's a glitch. I'm God. No process count. I watched the whole thing. I can show you right now. I watched the whole thing. YouTube Studio says only watched 5%. I did not. I watched the 100%. What? Off-brand boy. He's off-brand. He's running Toast Square. He's buying the what's the best sugar? Cindy Crunch Squares. What's the best sugar? Frosted Flakes. Bro, Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes is mid. Bro, it's the best. No, they're not. That's soggy way too quick, Joe. That's the best part. No, it's not. Sit down. Don't mess up my hair. Oh no! It took me 3 seconds to do my hair. I don't do my hair. I lace this. For me, it's 3D World, Mario Maker 2.
Alright, guys. Start cleaning up your garbage.
Start cleaning up, guys. Oh my God. Clean up.
Clean up, that's right.
No. Clean up. Stop. Flashbacks in kindergarten. Where's the trigger? Imagine. I can only imagine.
Get your garbage together.
You're writing on the back of the crayon.
And somebody hit the light for me. Thank you, Linda.
Miss, how much does that cost?
I got it. Quiet down! Stop talking! Stop talking!
Jeez. Para de hablar.
Alright? We're done.
Listen to the teacher.
You're done. Quiet. If you keep talking, you will have an assigned seat for me tomorrow because I'm tired of repeating myself.
No.
Row 10, you may go. Row 1. Row 9. Row 2. Wait! Row 10! Somebody left their lunchbox!
You pushed the into the door frame and hurt my hand. Oh no, really? I'm turning red. I'm turning red. Bro, I lost circulation. I can't feel it. Like pinch it. Break it. Break the finger. Wow. Let me try. No. Let me try. No. I'm trying to. His hurts more because he doesn't cut his nails. I know a way to make you. It's funny to see it. Let me try. I can make you feel again. The noises helped, I swear. They contribute.
Math, and then science, then I can go home and edit.
I could do that too, and I'll publish my recording. That's on my phone right now. I'm gonna put my video. I'm gonna put the beginning.
I'm kind of tired because this was school, and then put in the recording of Irish music.
Hey, you should just make a report, a time lapse. My mom's gonna come home. I'm gonna come home, and my dad's like, "What the? I lost circulation in my. I wanted to test if it hurt. If it hurt, did it hurt?
You just explained, Steven.
Like it doesn't hurt.
Well, you can still move it, so that's good.
I know. I still move it.
You're stupid.
Yeah, I'll put 30 on YouTube video. It's going well so far. I was on top of it. I was on the phone.
Guys, let's get our computers open, please. Get those computers open.
Listen, time crunchy. Bro, you gotta look at black uniform. You got you gotta look at black uniform.
Steven, no, it's not. It's south of the border. It's north of the shoreline.
No, you go to
Okay, we should all have our computers open and we should be getting to the warm-up.
lost
Please,
circulation.
let's go.
you go to among our friends stores. We got Puma now. We got Panther.
Bro, look at you see those nail prints? That didn't hurt. I lost circulation.
Yeah, it was
No, I'm joking, but no. Seriously. I got AirPods. You know, like $20. I got AirPods. Yeah. I have a question for you. How would you spend $100 on AirPods?
Eyes up here, please.
Those are really big.
Eyes up here. All
You
right.
don't have a brick of
We're
air.
working on lesson 5 today in Desmos, so I would like you to please open that up. While you are working, I'm going to take attendance. I'm expecting everybody to complete the warm-up. We're not sitting waiting for Ms. Graff to go over it. Does everybody understand? Okay. No, you can sit down. You just have one. I know.
Okay.
We went over probabilities and what it means to have a probability and stuff like that. Yeah, and look at the lesson.
Did you know the brand Panther?
What?
Did you go for off-brand? You know how there's multiple universes?
Yeah.
Because
You
we
guys
have a
got
quiz on Monday, or on Tuesday, and we have our last lesson on, Monday. Because some of it you might need still for the study guide. Some of it.
Stan Lee, Spike Lee. Guardian Supervisor the Solar System.
What happened to Disney? What happened to Disney World? Oh, it's shut down. Do you still have Mickey Mouse? No, we got Ricky Rat.
You got Goofy? No. We got Patty Silly. You got 101 Dalmatians? Yeah, we got 51 Pitbulls.
Alright, everybody should be on their Chromebook. You guys are good with 5 minutes as of now.
We got Stepsisters.
Is Eli out? Oh, it's like Mickey.
Totally. I totally can't tell if it's fun.
Who's that?
Journal of a Strong Team.
Kevin. Okay, you were just talking too, so it's kind of hypocritical, but okay. Sit down, you sit down, you're saying. You're not being appropriate right now. What is it? Yes.
I got a pot. Okay, so grades like Friday, right?
No.
No.
No, what are you listening about?
So tomorrow is
I
Friday.
have a feeling
So grades today.
Correct.
If I hand it in work two on Friday.
No, what is it?
whoa, I have so much
Correct,
pocket.
what does it say at the top of today? And grades closed for trimester 2 today. So you can't turn anything in tomorrow. Grades are literally done now.
Hey, at least I didn't fail in this. I don't think I did. Actually, I think
You're not, but you got pretty close to math, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I got like I got a bad grade.
We're gonna work on the talking thing, because I think that plays a big impact, Kevin.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't say sorry, it's not my grade, it's your grade. Say sorry to yourself, because you are capable of more.
Alright, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You can look and turn it off if you want. Put it on silent.
Bro, this warm
Does anybody need another minute for the warm up?
She on her phone.
There you have your sound. Oh, that's good. Yay, good.
Not as much.
Oh, see, I was confused.
She
I thought the bottom one
recording.
was the new one. Oh, good. That's good. Make sure that's off though. I don't want to hear noise. Thank you.
Teacher say, you should, teacher say
I'm gonna teach whether you're listening or not. To be honest. She's gonna drive me nuts. Yeah.
Drag the pot.
You want the math test?
Where you putting your pot of gold?
I'm like reading here.
At the end of the rainbow?
I guess. Alright, does anybody need another minute? Can we start?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna look at our 2 goals for today. The first is to explain why when we have results from a repeated experiment that they might not have the same probability. So for example, if I do a chance experiment when I'm flipping a coin, I might get heads 2 times in a row, but James might get 2 tails in a row, right? Why is that? Because it's called a chance experiment. It's chance. It's random. We might not get the same thing. That's the whole point. The second thing is we're going to be looking at calculating probability. We learned about probability yesterday. Catherine, you probably will pick up on it today, honestly. It's pretty easy. If you were out yesterday, it kind of incorporates it in, so we'll look at that. We're also going to be talking about outcomes and sample space still. And we're going to be also estimating probability, trying to figure out how can I figure out a good, solid probability based on not really all of the information that I might need for a chance experiment. Okay, any questions on what we're doing today?
Nope.
Okay, so first part of our warm-up, if we look at slide 4, it says if the weather forecast calls for 20% chance of light rain tomorrow, would you say that it is likely to rain? No. Kevin, you want to answer why?
Because it's only 20%. If it was more than 50, then I would say yeah.
Okay, so it's 20% of a chance of rain. So what percent will it not rain? 80%, right? Because a total percent is 100, right? You can't really go over 100. We typically look at it in terms of 100%. So if we have 20, 100 minus 20 is 80%. And there's a higher percentage of it not raining, right? So I don't think we really would say that it's likely. Maybe it's unlikely that it will rain.
Yes.
Right? All right, next one.
It still could rain.
It could, but it's unlikely. It's not a big percent. All right, if the probability of a tornado today is 1/10, would you say that it would be likely to have a tornado today? What do you think, Ashley? Why?
Because when you divide 1 by 10, you only get 1%. So, and 1% is very, very low. And so it would be 99% of a chance that it will not happen.
I don't agree with 10%. If you were to take, I don't agree with 1. I agree with 10. The reason why, actually, if you put this in your calculator, you're gonna get a decimal, right? And your decimal would look something like this, right?
Yep.
But I need to take this decimal and multiply it by what?
100.
To get to a percentage. When I do that, I move my decimal point 2 times to the right, which actually makes it 10%. It's still a low percentage though, but it's a little bit bigger than 1.
It's more than 0.1.
It's 10% 100.
Alright, Pete. Got a lot of chatty Cathys in here today, huh?
What?
It's like a saying, like chatty people in them. Alright, so if I have 10% chance that it will have a tornado today, what's my percentage of not having a tornado? Olivia? 90. So the probability of it not happening is higher when it's 90%. Therefore, we're thinking it's probably not going to happen. Right? It still could, it's possible, but most likely it won't. Alright, last one, 6. If the probability of snow this week is 0.85, would you say that it is likely to snow this week? Amelia?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have that by 100 is 85%.
Correct.
And goes higher than the probability of it not snowing.
Right, what's the probability of it not snowing?
15.
Correct. Good. Yep, perfect. I couldn't have said it better. Nice job. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Cool. All right, really quick, I just want to go back 1 second. What do you guys notice about the number here? Is it a percent, fraction, decimal? Now look at this one.
Fraction.
Look at this one. How do we see probabilities? As a
They change.
percent. We see it as a
Fraction.
fraction. We see it as a decimal. See how they incorporated all 3 into our warm-up? It's kind of cool, right? Kevin, if you need something, just raise your hand.
I know.
You don't know, you're still talking. Alright, tell me where you're at today. Do you guys like the little pot of gold? I didn't make it, I found it online. Steven?
I'm lucky.
You're lucky?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
I'm passing a trimester with good grades.
What is it? Passing trimester with good grades?
Yeah.
Nice, that's exciting. What else? Ashley?
I'm halfway.
Good job, Jake.
You're what?
Halfway in the middle of tired in the middle.
Oh, like right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of
Because,
sleepy.
My grade.
because I don't feel 100% from yesterday and I'm just tired.
Yeah, I hear you. Amelia?
I just like halfway lucky.
Okay, bye.
Because I'm excited for the new trimester tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're gonna start on a clean slate?
Yeah, I get to start with my bed.
Nice, that's exciting.
I'm
And are you guys excited about your new UAs? Or specials?
I should
Yeah.
get.
I did this before, dude.
No? Okay, Olivia?
I'm excited for my absence count to restart.
I can't hear Olivia. For your what account?
My absence count to restart because when I see it there, I always get angry. Like, I missed 35 days, and I'm like, no way, it's
You missed 35?
No, I missed like 5.
I missed 100.
I'm a 0.
But like,
Okay, that's not good.
it's
Missed
only-
like
I don't think
81.
you missed 100.
I get
I thought it. Or no, that was last year.
I
That was
get
last year.
crazy when I see it so high. If like same thing with like perfect. If I don't see like the perfect attendance thing, I get like, oh my god, like.
Alright, anybody else want to share before we move on, Victoria?
Absence was on the school year.
81.
Nice.
Sure, mine's like 12, 20.
I get to go to a different elementary.
Oh, that's exciting. Yep, that's great. That's awesome. Alright, Olivia, then we're moving on.
We're in the middle, it's the middle and lucky, and
Okay.
a little bit tired.
Okay. I'm a little tired today too. I feel like I still am not like in the swing of it after the time change. I think I need the weekend to recoup. Maybe sleep in a minute or 2 extra. And go over there. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I want you guys to go to slide 9. I like today's lesson. I hope you guys like it too. I think it's pretty fun. So what we're gonna do, if you look at slide 9, there's 4 different spinners. What I would like you to do is I want you to pick one of them. So you can look at the spinners, check out what they are, pick one of them. It doesn't matter what one. Once you've selected it, so like for example, if I want to pick spinner A, I like spinner A, I'm gonna click on the blue hyperlink that will bring me to a new tab with spinner A's spinner. Okay? Then what you are going to do is you are going to go to slide 10. Okay, am everybody listening? Once you have picked your spinner, you're going to go to slide 10. You're going to spin that spinner that you selected 10 times. Only the one you selected. So that means in this table, you are only going to have one column filled out. So for example, Miss Graff picked A. I'm going to spin A 10 times. And as I spin, I'm going to type the number in my outcome column. Does that make sense? Yep. So when I'm done with my 10 spins, I should only have one column done, and I'm going to wait and look at the board for the other columns to be filled in by my classmates. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Start. Go ahead. Have fun with it.
Wait, so I chose A.
Make sure that after each spin, you go back and forth from the table. Maybe even you want to write it down on a whiteboard and then put it in your table after.
Okay, 1, 1, 2, A, B, C, or D. This is a hard D.
What did you pick? You picked B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
You
picked
picked a
A.
D? Oh, you picked A?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Where's D?
You did D? What'd you do? You did C?
D?
Good?
No. I'm never good. Steven. I'm recording on my phone right now and posting it on YouTube. Just my whole entire useless day.
I want you to push your chair in. And I want you to act like every other student in this class. Okay? Don't complain to me.
3,
I have 1 so much stars.
Nope, you just
3, 6, 1, 2, 3. I bet the next one's gonna be 7.
Alright, do I have anybody with spinner A? Who did spinner A? Libby, did you finish your spins yet?
No.
Okay. Do I have anybody with spinner B? Nobody did B.
I did C. Yeah, I did.
Do I have C?
I did B.
Yeah.
Can you do C? Bring your computer up if you want. Harley's gonna type down C. If you already picked spinner C, you're not going to replace yours with Harley's. You're going to leave it. If you didn't pick C, then you're going to type what Harley has on the board in. Okay? Sure, Kevin.
I did D.
Did anybody do A?
I did.
You're almost done?
Yeah.
Nobody did B? You did B? Drew, can you do B? Kevin, do you want to come up or do you want to give it to Drew first? Alright, let's do Drew first, and then you can come up after Drew. So type down C. If you already did C, you're not typing it in. Drew's doing B, so if you didn't pick spinner B, you're typing in spinner B. Okay. When he's done, I'm gonna have Kevin move here. You got a lot of fours. Cool. Thanks, Drew. Kevin, come. And then Libby, you can come up after, okay? Thank you.
I got a lot of 3s.
No. Write nice and neat so everybody can read it. Here, right there. Do you want me to read it to you? Four.
It's a 4.
3, 4, 3, 3, 4.
This seems like password.
1, 1,
3.
4. Thank you.
Oh.
Libby, here you are.
36, 1,
Thanks,
2, 3,
Kevin.
4, 5,
Careful. 1. There.
First, can I put something in the options so far?
So So after Livy's done writing hers in under column A, we should have all of the table filled in. Spinners should not be up anymore. We're not gonna use them anymore. We're gonna make sure that everything is complete. Thank you.
Bless you.
Nobody sees.
I'm sorry.
Kevin,
No, I
Kevin,
actually.
look at me. Look at me. I'm not kidding.
No, I
Reel
actually
it in.
saw someone sneeze.
You don't have to say it.
Oh.
Thanks. Alright. Does anybody have questions on the table? Again, if I were to spin one of these spinners, like for example, if I were to spin A, is mine going to be identical to Liviana's? No. Why? Because we did a chance experiment. It's by chance. It's random. And if you did one, obviously you couldn't do every single one. So look at the ones that maybe somebody else did. If I did spinner A and Livy did spinner A, I can assume mine probably won't be the same. If Andrew did spinner D, do you think his are identical to Kevin?
No.
No, probably not, and that's okay. Everybody have this table filled in. Spinners are white out.
I still need
Yeah.
Can I get?
Hey Kevin, if you need something, what am I telling you to do?
Oh my God.
Again, we're in 7th grade, not kindergarten. Alright, here you go.
Can I go up?
No.
One, four, two, one, three, four,
Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. Alright, on the next slide, on 11, we have the spinners up so we can see all of them. It says, do any of the spinners have the same sample space? Can we jog our memory really quick? What does sample space mean? Say it louder. Possible outcomes. So if I were to look at the table, let's start talking about the possible outcomes. Pete, I don't want you going ahead. I want you listening. This was like the second day in a row, dude. Sample space. Let's start filling in the sample space for all of them. Can we talk? What's the sample space for A? How many different numbers do I have on A?
Well.
Look at this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then guess what happens again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It starts over, right? So what's my sample space? 1 through 6. And I'm going to type that like this. I'm going to do 1, comma, space, 2, comma, space, 3, comma, space, 4, comma, space, 5, comma, space, 6, period. That's it. Don't put a period, but like you're done. I gave you an example. See how it says for example? This is how it should look. 1, comma, space, 2, comma, space, 3. Okay? Okay. What about B? If we look at B, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it goes 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, right? That's kind of interesting. Look at B. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it goes 2, 4, 5, 6, right? See how that works?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Yeah,
No,
there's
it's
5. There's
It's
5
top
in
left.
purple.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I was repeating. Okay, so what's the sample space on B? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I already said 2. I already said 4. I already said 6. And then it's 2, 4, 6 again, which I said all of them. So what's my sample space again? 1 through 6. So you're gonna copy A and paste it in B. Be quick about it. We don't want to have to retype it all out. Alright, then I want you guys to look at C. C goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what's my sample space?
12 through 12.
1 through 12. And we're going to type all that out in C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have this down? 9, 10, 11.
How you type it so fast?
Because I literally live on a computer.
Oh, good.
All this. Alright. I want you guys to look at D. I'm not gonna help you with the sample space. What do you think the sample space is on D?
4.
Well, the outcomes are 4. What would I type under sample space?
1 through 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my possible outcomes. How many possible outcomes are there? 4. But my sample space is 1 through 4. So I'm going to type down 1, 2, 3, 4. Put spaces after the comma. Alright. Bless you. I want you guys to think about this really quick. Go back up to B, or to 2, sorry. Do any of the spinners have the same sample space? Look at the column in our table for sample space. Are there any that are identical?
Yes.
Yes, there are. What two are identical? A and B. So we're going to say, yes, A and B have the same sample space. The next question that it asks is, do they have the same probability for each number? Well, let's look at a number. Let's look at the number 1. On spinner A, how many times do you see the number 1?
1.
2 times. Look at this yellowy, orangey color. There's 1 here, and then there's 1 directly across from it. So there's 2. So on spinner A, we have a 2 out of 6 probability for example, number 1 is what we're looking at. But on spinner B, if I look at 1, how many times do I see 1 on here? 1. Is that the same probability? No, and I just used one example. Obviously, it's probably going to change a lot more for the other numbers. So we're going to say, no, they do not have the same probability.
Actually,
Okay. Alright, when you're done with that, I want you guys to help me with the rest of the table. So I want you to scroll to the bottom part. Okay? Can I scroll like this a little bit so you can still read it? Okay. Under A, spinner A, we're trying to look for how many times we have a 3. So it says probability of landing on 3. What do you guys notice? How many 3s are there? On spinner A? 2. Okay. But when we counted 2, did we repeat numbers? Remember how we saw 1 through 6 and then on the other half of it was 1 through 6 again? Did we repeat? Did we say like 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4?
No.
No. So what would my probability for that be? 1, 6, right? Because I'm not going to count both 3s. I'm just going to say out of 6 pieces, because that's technically half of the spinner here, right? Because this top half is 1 through 6, the bottom half is 1 through 6. It kind of just repeats. So out of the 6 possible numbers, 1 out of the 6 is a 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, I'll give you a hint. You're going to have the same denominator. What's the probability of not landing on a 3? 5 out of 6. It's kind of like the remaining section of the spinner. So we're going to say 5 out of 6. And if you typed the sample space correctly and you put spaces and nice commas in there, it should tell you if you're correct. If it doesn't, do not stress about it. Okay? The next one, B. This one's a little bit tricky, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to zone in on a couple different things. How many 3s do you guys see on spinner B?
3.
Spinner B. This B. 1. It's right here. It's this red one only, right? But here's the thing. Our sample space is 1 through 6, right? My fraction is not 1/6. I'm telling you that right now. Can anybody tell me why, though? Why is it not 1/6? I'm telling you that's incorrect. Look at the spinner on your Desmo slide, because you can see the numbers a little bit better. What other number do we maybe think it would be? Jordan, you want to try it?
Oh, there's 12 spaces.
There's 12 spaces, but what specifically do you notice about the spaces? Can I give you guys a hint?
To go 2, 4, 6.
Maybe 2, 4, 6. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. Notice here how we have 1 on the yellow, 1 on the yellow here. But now I have 1 on the yellow, but now I have a 2 on the yellow. So that's technically a different space. Does that make sense? The number itself repeats, but the color and the number together are different, which is what makes it a different number in my denominator. Does that make sense? So I have, let's count. I have 1 on a yellow. I have a 2 on a green. I have a 3 on a red. I have a 4 on a blue. I have, what is this, a 5 on a purple? 5 on purple. I have a 6 on a red. But now I have a 2 on a yellow. Does that repeat? No, so I'm going to count that again too. I have a 4 on a green. Did I already have a 4 on a green? No. I have a 6 on a red. Did I already have that?
Yeah.
I did, right? Then look here, I have a 2 on a blue, not a green, right? So I would count that one. See how it's working? They're different. How many total spaces are there in fact? 12. And because the colors are changing, we're going to call this 1 out of 12 as a probability. Does that make sense? Because the colors and the numbers are changing. On the first one, the 1s are on yellow, 2s are on the green, 3s are on the red. But on spinner B, the colors and the numbers are changing. They're not going to be on the same color. Does that make sense? That's why it's 12. Because a lot of us might have thought it was 6. Because even I did when I was going over this and reviewing it last night. I thought the same thing. Does that make sense? Normally it's easier than that. I'm just saying. Okay? So we're going to put 1/6. Or 1/12, sorry. Not 6. So what's the probability of not landing on a 3? Steven?
11 on 12.
11 on 12, good. We're kind of trying to like add the two fractions together to make it a whole, right? Don't worry about that. Please do not worry about that. All right, C, look at the spinner. What's the probability of landing on a 3? How many 3s are there? Steven's got it. Show me with your hands, guys. Are you raising your hand?
Yeah.
What?
1
out of 12, exactly. Good job, Carly. Carly, can I ask you a follow-up question?
Sure.
So how many are not 3s?
11 out of 12.
Correct, 11 out of 12. And again, if I added those two fractions up, I would get a whole. So that would be 12 over 12. So 1/12, 1/12, and you'll see that it's trying to give you like a little decimal or even, in this case, a whole number for some of them. They're almost trying to figure out the probabilities.
It's not working.
Don't worry. I already said 20 times, do not worry about if it tells you you're correct or not. The way you typed it is not going to work.
Right.
Okay, last one. Probability of landing on a 3. How many 3s are there? 1. How many spaces are there?
4.
So it's 1 out of 4. Correct. Good. And then Maddie said, well, if it's 1/4, then the other has to be 3/4. Good job, Maddie. Any questions on this slide? Is everybody with me other than B? I don't like B. I wish they honestly took that spinner off. It's kind of confusing. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay. B is confusing. Are you good, James? Okay. Next one we're going to look at, skip over 13. We're going to do something fun. Hey, Jacob, you got the lights for me? Now we're skipping over it. I just said that.
YouTube.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I want everybody listening, do not click the video or I'm gonna be upset. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stay on this slide, and if you need to zoom out so you can see the whole table, hold Control and then click minus and zoom it out so you see 1 through 20. Don't do it that tiny, you're not gonna be able to see the numbers. What you're gonna do is, in a second, I'm gonna play a video. And there's a couple different cubes in this paper bag. This is a paper bag. It has green and yellow cubes in it. But we don't know how many of each are in it. And you're not ever actually going to know. What you need to do in this table is you need to type a capital G if they pull out a green cube, or you're gonna type a capital Y if they pull out a yellow cube. And over here, see these numbers? It's telling you what number pick they are on. So like this is pick 1, I'm picking 1 out of my bag. Then it will switch to 2, this is pick 2. If you get it correct, we're not gonna try it right now, Andrew. If you get it correct, it will give you a green check. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're all gonna watch. It gets fun. Towards the end, I had some students trying to guess, seeing what they would get. So I'm gonna play the video. You guys are gonna watch the video and type in your table. Ready? Set. There's no volume. I wish there was, but you know, I could sing to you if you want. No, not really, actually. All right, 1. They're picking out a green, so type a capital G. All right, we got 2. Another green, capital G. Another green. That was 3. Next one we got 4.
Yellow.
Why?
Yellow, capital Y.
So yellow.
Green for 5.
Next one be green.
Colin green.
Yeah.
Green.
All right, 6. What do we got? Green. All right, Steven, I see you. Steven's trying
Yellow
to find
next.
something. Let's see 7.
Yellow.
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 7 yellow.
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 8 yellow.
Go.
Green.
Here comes 9.
Number 9.
9 is green.
10 is green.
9 is green. Try not to go ahead.
I'm guessing 10 is green.
10 is green.
11 is gonna be yellow.
What do we got for 11? Yellow.
Called it.
Here comes
Yellow.
12.
Yellow.
12 is yellow.
Green.
Blue.
I'm guessing
13 is green.
Green. 14 is going to be
Yep.
maybe
Yellow.
yellow actually. Yeah.
14 yellow.
I'm trying to think of
Green.
15 is green.
Next is gonna be green.
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 Green beans.
16 is green.
17 is gonna be
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow. Yellow, yellow, green, green.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Green.
18 is
Yellow.
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 19 is gonna be green.
Oh, this one.
19 is gonna be
Green.
green. Good. What do you guys think about 20? Colin?
Green.
Green. Green.
Green.
Green.
It is in fact gonna be green. Alright, cool. Everybody got the table down?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun, right? Okay, so what you're gonna do is everybody's got the table. You should have totally green checks in the correct column. If you don't, all you have to do is just flick it to the other number or letter. So if you have G and it's not giving you the check, flip it to Y. Okay? Okay, here's what we're gonna do next. When you guys go to slide 16, you should see all of those beautiful letters that you typed in carry over. Give me a thumbs up if you see them carry over. Woo! I tried coding this. This is my first time doing that and it worked. Thanks, guys. I'm learning new stuff every day. All right, so the first question is, what do you think is the probability of taking out a green block from the bag? I would give you a hint. How many times did we pull a cube out of bag? 20. How many times did we get a green cube out of bag? Maybe we want to look at our table. How many did we get? I'm hearing some people over here saying 12. So we're going to say 12 out of 20. Here's where our calculators come into play. Make it a decimal. What do I get? You made it into a percent. Good. So Drew got this when he typed it in. Right, Drew? Then Drew said, I'm going to take this decimal, multiply it by 100. What percent did we get?
60%.
Good. Okay.
Deep.
How do you get that?
60.
60. How do you get the
Shift H.
Yeah.
Oh, can I? Let me see this right here. Let me see. You've got to be in math mode to type like this. So we're going to go like this.
I'm so smart. No, I'm not.
Like that, and then I'm going to go like this with the push grader. Then try shift H.
Done.
Now, there you go. There you go. Okay. The next question says, how could you get a better estimate without opening the bag? So if I was not gonna let you, and unfortunately I don't even know how many cubes are in that bag either, because I didn't make the video. But if you can't look in the bag, how can we get a better probability than the one that we have now? What can we do? Libby, ask. Well, we can't put our hand in the bag. It's not a video. I don't have a bag. What can we do?
movie.
Can I think about this real quick? Think about this. I'm gonna bring you guys back to yesterday, right? What did we do yesterday? We rolled what? We rolled the dice. We did it on blind, but we rolled the dice, right? When we rolled the dice, we had 10 rolls and we got 1 probability, right? When we rolled another 10 times, did we end up with the same probability? A lot of times no, maybe sometimes, but a lot of times no, our probability changed. It got more specific. So how could you estimate a better probability or even a more accurate probability? We have to do more what? Well, maybe math, but we have to do more trials. I have to pull more cubes out of the bag. The more cubes I pull out of the bag, the more accurate my probability will be.
What if there's
Trial and error.
one green and one yellow?
What is it?
What if there's 2 green and 1 green and 1 yellow?
Maybe. But right now, based off of our percentage, are we thinking that it's 50-50?
Yeah.
Are we?
Whoa.
I'm thinking that it's maybe like 2 green, 1 yellow.
Maybe.
Right? Because we have 60%. Maybe it's even more. Right? Maybe there's like 5 and 2. I don't know. Right? We have no idea. But the only way to get a more accurate probability, and this is what I'm stressing to you guys, is that you need to perform more trials. Does that make sense? Everybody with me?
Yep.
I really like this unit. I think it's kind of fun. Alright, here we go. We got a couple more minutes. The next couple slides that we're going to be looking at are just little lesson summaries. We're going to wrap it up. There are some cool downs. We probably won't get to all of them today, but it's okay. The question here says, a student repeats the process of taking blocks out of a bag and replacing them 100 times. A green block is drawn 67 times. What is a good estimate for the probability of drawing out a green block from this specific bag? They did 100 trials. They got green 67 times. What's my percentage? Victoria. Correct. 67%. I had 100 trials. It was 67. This one's easy because it's out of 100. So all we have to do is 67 divided by 100 and we would get the 67%. Okay? Next slide says, a chance experiment is done a few times and the fraction of outcomes in a certain event is used as an estimate for the probability of the event, which is kind of what we just did. If the experiments are done carefully, how could the estimate be proved? We just talked about this. More what?
Trials.
Trials, right?
You didn't open my slide.
Oh, sorry. Kevin, honestly, you don't even really need to have it open. I will open it though. Alright, bye guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Nice job today.
Steven, I will not have a good rest of my day.
I know. Easy, serious.
My brother's
Still recording.
damn.
I made a game website. I made a game.
I made a YouTube video. There's a hole in here every time.
Sorry, Mr. Clark. I forgot my charger.
My viewers, those my fans.
Mr. Clark, I think I should
You want to see what it is?
Almost.
You watch the Red District?
No.
You watch our show?
No. I don't watch YouTube shorts no more.
Mine. Mr. Clark, do you have a charger?
I'm not.
I like
Oh. I think I threw it. Steal Pete's chair.
I own you. Steal my chair. Why steal my chair? Kevin, steal your desk.
We're gonna have to pull out that desk. Hi, Mr. Clark. How are you doing? Hello, Mr. Clark. How are you doing? Oh, okay. Just checking.
No, we didn't. Yes. What?